I'm Jim Mosman, and I am the Chair of Industrial Technology, and I've been teaching welding at the community college here in Odessa for 15 years. And when the AVID people first came and the strategies were put out, I said, oh, that's not going to work with welding students. I knew it worked with the high school. I have a daughter that's a senior in high school, and they're using the strategies there, but I just couldn't see it working with older adults. So I started to use some of the strategies last fall, and note-taking was brought in, and I gave them the option that if they took their notes, and they could use them on their quizzes and their exams. And it got to the point that at the final exam, they said, can we use our notes? I said, you don't need to anymore, because they had used them throughout the semester. Another thing that I used was the question of the day and the question of the semester really came about because the question of the semester was, what does it take to be a good welder? And I put that on a whiteboard in a hallway, so it was kind of anonymous when any student wanted to actually answer that question. And the first thing they did was, I had written, what does it take to be a welder? And they wrote up there, a great welder. They added in great. And then they started putting in little things like, you have to be safety conscious. And then it finally came down to the point where, there were some good things like, you're going to get burned, so get over it. And you're going to, if you don't like to do this, you got to be humble. One of them said, learn everything that I had to say, which I thought that was good. It kind of humbled me. And then, up to the point where with welding, if what you are doing is going to be covered up, you still have to make it a good weld, and it has to be good all the way. So, be conscious of what you're doing. So at the end of the semester, we went back and looked at all of those and talked about them, and they all agreed. So throughout the semester, it made me feel good that they were picking up these main points and sharing them, and this was from beginning students to advanced students. They all had the opportunity.